You might have heard of the Vikings, right? The people with the fancy helmets with horns, axes, and whatnot. But in this presentation, I will show you everything about the Vikings, diving deeper into their food, culture, and religion. So, let's begin. Who were the Vikings? Let's see. They were people from Scandinavia, which is modern-day Sweden, Norway, and Denmark combined. They were raiders and pirates, traders and explorers, warriors and colonizers. Let's see what we mean by saying the Vikings Age. It began on the 8th of June, 793, when the Vikings raided the island of, Lindsdenfarne, or the Holy Island, right off the Northumberland coast. They destroyed a church called God's Church with a lot of slaughter. You're probably thinking, this is the first raid, right? So it probably marked the start of a new era. Well, no. This one was so remarkable because it attacked a place sacred to the Northumbrian kingdom, as it was where the Christian religion first made its way into the nation. The main target for Vikings was Ireland because of its wealth, which was based on farming and trade. They also raided Irish monasteries, which is a building for religious monks, which were known to be wealthy. Ireland's location made it a convenient base for attacking other parts of Europe. Ireland's political disunity made it way easier for the Vikings to raid and conquer without facing a united opposition. The Vikings never really conquered Ireland, though. They mainly focused on the coastal areas to open themselves the door to conquering parts of Western Europe. And in the year 830, England and the Carolingian Empire were finally able to chase the Vikings off of Ireland. This was not an official flag, it was more of a symbol because flags weren't really official back then. Now, picture this. It's the late 9th century. It's a time for a lot of expansion for the Vikings and a bit of decline along the way. They've achieved considerable success in raiding and conquering parts of Western Europe, including France, Ireland, England, and the Iberian Peninsula, which is composed of Spain and Portugal combined. Well, that's the expansion part. Where's the decline? See, the main reason a decline occurred for the Vikings is the internal conflict between them, fighting for wealth and power, especially in Norway. This gave time for Western Europe to strengthen their defenses, and as time went on, the Vikings' raids in Western Europe became more difficult due to the united defense from the European side and from the locals. Even though the decline inflicted major damage on the Vikings, they still had a long-lasting impact on the European culture, language, and art. All of this can be seen in lots of parts of Europe. Okay, now we're done with the wars. Let's talk about their food because I'm getting really hungry right now. The Vikings ate a lot of meat, including beef, pork, lamb, and deer. They also had farms where they raised chickens and ducks. Vikings were also skilled fishermen. That was the main reason they had a diet focused on fish. They caught a wide variety of fish, including cod and salmon. Vikings were also skilled at raising cows, goats, and sheep. Their milk was used in making a lot of dairy products like cheese and yogurt. They were also huge fans of grains. They grow oats, barley, and rye. Most of the grains were used to make bread and beer. Vikings also gathered wild berries like strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries to either eat them fresh or preserve them in honey. Okay, so now let's talk about their religion. They believed in multiple different gods, including Thor, Odin, and Hela. Not those, of course. Those are the Marvel Cinematic Universe characters. This is Hela, this is Thor, and this is Odin. They believed in heaven. This is where you go after you die to fight alongside the gods. And fun fact time. Fun fact number one. Despite all the murders and raids, Vikings really cared about how they looked, and they loved the color blonde. So much that they found a way to dye their hair with soap. Fun fact number two. There is no archaeological proof that Vikings ever wore horned helmets. Those do not exist. Fun fact number three. The Vikings had a great influence on England. So great that some of the words that we use now come from the Old Norse language, like the word anger, for example. bonus. So I actually and found out that there is a website that shows you a lot of stuff from the Viking era. I found out that they had a thing for jewelry. They had a lot of arm rings like this. They had bracelets from hack silver. Go check it out. Thank you for listening. Bye.